Hello friends, looking at current affairs for 27th May, the news items picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 8. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, new restrictions on cattle slaughter. So now the central government has put up this notification, prevention of cruelty to animals, regulation of livestock markets rules 2017. So these rules which have been brought forth, they are regulating the cattle market. So cattle here includes bulls, calves, buffaloes, steers, heifers and camels. So anybody who wants to sell these animals in the cattle market, they have to make sure verify that they are not going to sell it for slaughter. So that is one condition on sellers. Even the buyers have to verify that they are agriculturalists and declare that they will not sell the animal for the next 6 months. So this from the date of purchase. So these conditions have been put forth. Also, the government says that this is being done to ensure that smuggling of animals do not take place. So also monitoring committees have been established at the state level and district level. So this is District Animal Marketing Monitoring Committee, which will be chaired by district collector, district magistrate. So this body is going to regulate cattle market, also animal markets which are to be established, new markets, they have to be approved by this committee. So this will be there. Also, animal markets cannot be set up within 25 kilometers of state borders and 50 kilometers of international borders. So these restrictions have been put forth to prevent smuggling. The government is saying that the Supreme Court had also asked for prevention of smuggling of cattle as such. So these steps on those lines, these steps are being taken now. So that is there. Also, some conditions have been put forth. Provisions are there to prevent cruelty to animals, like sealing teeth of the animals with materials like adhesive tapes, preventing the calf from suckling the animal. Then also some oxytocin, such injections are given to increase the milk productivity of animals. This is also prohibited. Decorative instruments, materials cannot be there on the animals. You cannot muzzle the animal, prevent it from eating, etc. Also, the cattle's cages, etc. are also to be of sufficient size as such too. So such conditions have also been put forth. So of course the meat industry is up in arms because they say they would be adversely affected. The employees as such would be adversely affected of this industry, plus also the export potential which is there of this industry, that would be significantly affected. So they are going to petition before the government too regarding these rules. So this is the gist of these rules mentioned too. But there are few of them mentioned. You can go through the entire article for detailed rules. So this is an important notification which has come forth. Next is DRDO's Aero Test Range to be inaugurated tomorrow. So this is Aeronautical Test Range. So this has been operational for some time now and it has been formally inaugurated too. So this is a test range which will be used for testing the range of UAVs. So this is unmanned aerial vehicles. So these unmanned aerial vehicles have been developed as such by India too. So DRDO's this lab, Aeronautical Development Establishment, AD, which is a lab of DRDO based in Bengaluru. This has brought out India's indigenously developed long endurance combat capable drone. So it's a drone. Drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle. Its name is Tapas 201. Earlier it was called Rustam 2. Now it has been called Tapas 201. So this has also been successfully flight tested here. So this is there. Also it has been production means design and development is by AD, DRDO lab, and production partners are Hall and BL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Bharat Electronics Limited. So this is the UAV which weighs 2 tons. 1 ton is 1000 kg, means 2000 kg. So it has the capability of operations like takeoff, bank, level flight and also landing. So it has an endurance of 24 hours, means it can go on for 24 hours. It can conduct intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance missions for the armed forces. So that is what drones, UAVs are used for. And it is a combat drone, similar to the US's Predator drone. So this is what has been indigenously developed, Tapas 201. Next is Narsimhi is back in Tamil Nadu. So this Narsimhi is a stone idol which is around 1046 years old. This was stolen from a temple, Vriddhagirishwara temple of Tamil Nadu. So this is an ancient Chola temple which was commissioned by the Chola queen, one of the most powerful Chola queen, Sembian Mahadevi, who was a worshipper of Lord Shiva. So this Narsimhi statue which was there, it was stolen from India and it was sold by this alleged idol smuggler and antique dealer Subhash Kapoor, who was arrested too. So this dealer had sold it to Australian National Gallery of Australia. So this Australian museum in Canberra, the capital of Australia, National Gallery of Australia was having this idol which it had brought from Subhash Kapoor. Later he was arrested. So now Australia has agreed to return that idol to, and it was returned to the Union Minister of State for Culture and Tourism when he visited Australia in September 2016. So this has already come back. So that's the news. This it's in here it is known as Pratyangira. So this term also you should know. Pratyangira was a term how it was recorded in National Gallery of Australia. So this Pratyangira or Narsimi refer to the same idol. This is the idol which has now been returned to the temple. Next is rupees 3045 crore in rural scheme wages yet to be disbursed. So this is regarding MGNREGA. So Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So this is a scheme for providing man work, labor work to unskilled manual work to a household as such. But then this is not just a scheme, but it is through an act. Means there are provisions under it which become a law. So they have to be implemented. Means this is right to work provided as such through a law. So this act also makes provisions that if the person is not, it provides 100 days of manual work. Unskilled manual work is guaranteed. So this is employment guarantee. So this is guaranteed, plus if the worker is not provided the wages as such. So wages have to be provided. If the delay is more than 15 days, then for each day then this compensation which has to be paid. So from 16 day onwards, compensation too has to be paid by the government. So under this, now the present government had initiated in 2016 this National Electronic Fund Management System, NEFMS. This is important. This was an electronic fund management system installed for MGNREGA. So under this, fund transfer orders worth 3045 crore have not yet been processed by the central government. This has come out. So there are delays in the payment, and the activists here are alleging that the way the government calculates the delays, the dates as such, because FTO has to be approved. So second approval, after that when they go ahead and count the delay, so it results in workers receiving wages much late, and that is not included in the compensation. So these are the concerns which have been raised by the activists here regarding NREGA workers' payments. So here you can see this was direct benefit transfer, again digitization. So here the wage list is provided to the FTO. First approval takes place, then second approval takes place, then the response goes through the banks, and then it goes to the account workers. So the first signatory which takes place is of the Panchayat Secretary or the Accountant General. So this is the digitally signed. Then second signatory is Pradhan or the BDO, Block Development Officer. So here these delays, after the second delay, it is initiated that okay, the delay is counted. So this results in a huge amount of time wasted before the workers receive the wages. And they receive only the wages, the compensation are not provided because of the delays here. So this point is being highlighted by the activists here. So electronic fund management system was highlighted and implemented with huge furor that it will be providing right amount in right account in right time. So of course earlier wage lists along with the checks were sent to the banks or POs, and then physical movement of check clearances would result in delay of wage payments, and large number of accounts were required to be maintained. Large amounts were blocked also from transfer. Uneven balances with different entities were seen. Even data entry was an issue. Now with this electronic fund management system, direct benefit transfer, it was highlighted that this would result in better management of funds. Of course, it is beneficial because here there were concerns also in the earlier practice whether the workers are receiving the wages or not. But then if there are delays here too, then the point is being raised by the activists here. Next is, now comes Jan Ki Baat from PM. So Man Ki Baat was a radio program by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which was initiated to that he spoke about issues which were close to his heart directly to the listeners. So 31 such episodes have already been conducted, and now the Prime Minister has started with a new initiative called Jan Ki Baat. Means he says, now I have spoken, I want to listen to the people. So government has already completed 3 years in power. So now in entering into its 4th year, it wants to know from the people what do they think. So this is a survey which has been put forth, Jan Ki Baat. is a survey on the Namo app, Narendra Modi app. So on this Namo personal app of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this survey is open now. It will be there open till 15 June. So it has an exhaustive list of questions with multiple choice answers. So you have to give your response a rating from very bad to excellent on various questions. All the government schemes, important schemes which have been launched, almost all of them in the present 3 years, last 3 years have also been put up for ratings. So this Jan Ki Baat will give the details as such, people's viewpoint on various schemes. But one point is that when you go for the survey, you have to fill in where do you reside, plus also the assembly constituency from where you vote before you can start off with the survey. Also, two open-ended questions are also there in the concluding part, where the respondent has to say what is one positive thing and one negative thing about Narendra Modi government. So this is the Jan Ki Baat initiative. Next is landslides, floods claim 91 lives in Sri Lanka. So there have been landslides and floods in southern parts of Sri Lanka now. So last year it was affected by drought, and now this year there are landslides and floods. Even Indian assistance has been provided. 2 ships with relief material and special medical teams have been dispatched by India as well on request from Sri Lankan government. Next is Chinese activists fear increased snooping. So these Chinese activists are saying that the new rules which have been brought out by the government will result in more surveillance. Already the extensive surveillance is there in place, and now there will be more control. Messages on social media posted by them are also regulated, like instant messaging services like WeChat, etc. too. They are monitored. Messages are monitored and censored as such. So such actions are already taken by the Chinese government, and now further actions are possible and snooping is possible. So this has been highlighted by Chinese activists here. Next is the last item, tea board to publish status paper on industry. So we have been discussing about the tea sector. So this is an important sector. Tea Board of India is the industry regulator set up by the government as such under the Tea Act in 1953. So this regulates and promotes the cultivation, processing, and even domestic trade and export of tea in India. Also, it certifies certain tea, as such, the number of exports of certain tea merchants are also certification numbers are provided as such, and it also ensures that fraudulent labeling of rare teas like Darjeeling tea, etc. do not take place. So tea sector presently has been suffering. We know tea estates, they are undergoing losses, and they have stopped paying wages to the workers. Here workers starvation deaths had also been in news. So now Tea Board of India has decided to publish a status paper on the organized tea industry. So this will be done by this international network organization, Solidarity. So this will give details about what is the economic viability, profitability, production in the tea estates, workers' productivity, and status of compliance with the Plantation Labour Act of 1951. All will be detailed out in this report. So this has been done. So these are the news items. Thank you.